Yeah, you haven't been vaccinated for malaria, have you?
I haven't been vaccinated for anything. Not even tetanus.
And you say you're not an anti-vaxxer.
I'm not. You can get your vaccines if you want to.
But did you go to school, in a public school in
Yep.
Kentucky?
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just don't take.
I mean, I can understand that
I
in
just
Kentucky.
don't like
Yeah,
vaccines.
sure, maybe.
Well, I'm not married either.
Kentucky, you have to get vaccinated. Every state in the union, you have to get vaccinated. All the kids get vaccinated.
For sure.
No, that's not
You
true.
can have religious exemptions.
Sure you can. You betcha you can. And your kids won't be allowed to attend certain classes.
That's not true.
Wow, that's not true. Not
Yes,
in our
true.
state.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that is
No,
not true.
no, it's not. That is not true.
Try having your kid go out for sports if you have a religious exemption for vaccinations.
Yeah, down here in the South, dude, you could pretty much just tell them you're a Muslim, and you don't ever have to get another vaccine.
No, you don't want to tell anybody you're a Muslim down in the South. Trust
Well, I
me.
mean, you may be a social outcast, but that's a quick way around it. I'm being
Just take
legit,
the damn
right? I'm
vaccines.
like legit. Down here in the South, you can tell them any fucking thing, and you don't have to get a vaccine to go to school.
I'm glad I'm not a doctor because I didn't take the Hippocratic Oath, which means I could sit here and say, I really hope a major pandemic hits of a disease 10 times worse than COVID, and it knocks you guys on your ass and teaches you a lesson.
Why? So it kills part of us?
I didn't take the oath.
So you're no better than them who want to hang us from the neck, right? Because we believe in leftist ideology, right? You're no better than them.
Yep, that's right. That's the reason why I said that, tongue in cheek.
That's right.
I don't think you're being honest there. I think when the non-vaccinated were dying from COVID, you was thinking, "Oh, cool, there'd be less Republicans to vote."
What?
I mean, there was a lot of people
They were
that
killing old people.
that elected unvaccinated that died. And it's like a celebration in here when it happened.
Yeah, it was killing old people and the people that are fucking sick.
People in my generation. I mean,
Which
we lost
mostly Republican.
a huge number of the greatest generation during COVID, far outpacing the pace of how they normally would have left us. And you sit there and you wonder, I'd get happy about that? No, I don't give a damn whether they were Republican or Democrat. These people didn't deserve to die.
No, but if they refuse to get vaccinated, you think they deserve to die?
No, I think they're killing people if they refuse to get to vaccinate.
So are the ones that are vaccinated. They can spread it too,
Yeah, why do you people always claim that the people that are not vaccinated are killing people when you people that have been vaccinated still get COVID?
Right. My mother's vaccinated. She has underlying conditions. My father's vaccinated. He has underlying conditions. I'm vaccinated. I'm a healthy human being. I can catch COVID and go over there and kill them both. And we're all vaccinated.
Right.
Okay,
It's not so much the facts that unvaccinated people kill people. It's their ideology and their thinking processes that kills people. It's the fact that they want to spread misinformation about the vaccine itself, saying that it kills people when it doesn't. With the lies is what makes me really angry at them, because it is a lie. And that's the problem I have. When you sit there and lie about your religious beliefs and so forth, claiming that they're the reasons why you don't want to vaccinate and so forth, when it has nothing to do with that. It's totally a political reason why you're doing it. And not only that, there's no evidence to back up your reasoning behind it. That's where it pisses me off.
You think
Well,
it's
first of all, you don't have any idea the reason everybody decides not to get vaccinated. First off, you have no idea.
They broadcast it, for fuck's sake. They broadcast it on YouTube.
You painted it across everyone. You just did a broad brush and painted it across everyone that didn't get it.
That's right. Absolutely, because most of them, when you go and find out, and you ask them, that's exactly what they say. I saw it on a YouTube video, or I saw it on a TikTok. I saw it here or there, or whatever. And they come up with the same fucking excuse every time, that the vaccines kill people. You told me they kill people. You lied and told me they kill people. You lied so many times in this server that we ended up having to tell you can't even post shit on this server because you were posting crap that was a lie. Don't say wrong. You know you were lying, and that's all there is to it.
You're the one lying. I left the server.
Anybody here who says because I like somebody to back me up.
Angelo.
Why are you drowning me out, Angelo? I left this server when that TOS came down because I knew people would post on it and get a strike on the channel. I wasn't here when it happened. You can't blame me. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, I told you that I didn't get it because I wasn't in the risk category, and there's a risk to taking the injections, and it was my body, my choice. That's what I told you.
It should always be your body, your choice, miss. I 100% agree with that, but I also have.
I think
Angelo has a point about people who spread misinformation.
And Ms., you did spread misinformation before the ban came along. You spread so much of it that everybody was getting pissed, and then finally Discord got pissed off about it, and that's the reason why I'm coming after you, because you were lying then and you're lying now.
I wasn't here when that happened. I left as soon as the new TOS came down.
This was before the TOS I'm talking about.
Okay,
this
well,
is before that.
You already tried to make this claim that 90% of what I post was anti-vax shit, and Jim Panda and Dr. Brian and several others told you were dead wrong.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'll say that too, Angelo. I've never seen her post like outright misinformation other than like cherry picking certain cases.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Anybody out there who saw the misinformation she posted, raise your hand now, please.
A percentage of what?
I saw her post cherry pick cases where someone did suffer a vaccine injury, but I've never seen her post anything that vaccines kill people.
It wasn't cherry picking. It was an article I came across, just like articles I came across that were pro-vax. People just had a problem with it when it didn't start.
So did you post any articles at all that claimed that the vaccines were harming people?
Yeah, the ones that actually was determined to cause the harm.
You want to describe what you're saying here? Because it sounds like you're admitting to posting, misinformation.
No, I'm admitting to posting the ones they declared the vaccine caused harm.
So again, you're lying right now because you just told me you never put any misinformation out there, and it sure as fuck was. It was proven as misinformation.
How is that misinformation? How is it when the medical community determines it was an adverse reaction from the vaccine is misinformation?
That doesn't make the vaccine bad. It just means that there are cases out there that somebody's allergic to it. That happens with every vaccine, and that's what we kept trying to tell you. But you kept trying to make it out like it was a goddamn killer out there killing people, and that's the reason why I'm pissed, and that's why I'm calling you out as a liar because that was misinformation.
There were people that died from it. I'm sorry that your feelings got hurt.
There you go. I rest my case.
Just
people
like
died from everything.
People died from peanut butter too. You don't have a meltdown if somebody could post evidence that the medical community said, "Hey, this person died from peanut butter."
What do you guys think about this new strain that they say the winter's going to be rough?
I say you better talk to your medical professional.
What the hell is this?
Alex,
you haven't heard that cases are going up?
Yep. I'm sick right now.
There's a new strain that we don't have a vaccine for?
But are you promoting, Flamingo, are you promoting that there's going to be a lockdown because of it? Because Alex Jones.
No. We'll never go back to that. But they're saying that it could be a rough winter.
They're asking people to be more careful. Wash their hands. Do whatever they can to try to prevent getting the disease in the first place. Because this new variant out there is a lot worse than before. It's more transmittable, and it seems to be putting people in the hospital. They want to keep the numbers down in the hospitals. Nobody's asking for a lockdown. They'd love it if people would mask up anyway, just as a precaution. And that's it. But it's such an inconvenience for everybody on the right.
It's
actually pretty good.
But it's completely anecdotal. But I have a good friend of the family right now who got sick a couple of times with COVID and barely had any kind of symptoms or whatever. They are vaxxed, but they're down right now. And it's
BD was saying it wasn't something to be too concerned about right now. But schools are taking precautions.
Yeah, but his friend is apparently down now. Anyway, beside the point. I'm sick right now, and I'm going to go get tested tomorrow. I tested on Friday, and it was negative, but I wasn't really showing any symptoms either. So if I end up, because this is lasting longer than I expected. I can't smell anything. I can't taste anything. I don't have a sore throat, but I have headaches and confusion going on right now all the time, and it's bothering the hell out of me. And it's typical symptoms of COVID.
Where do you live?
I'm in Peru.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Well,
I live in the southern United States. There is an outbreak down here.
I live in the southern United States, and I get like free kits in the mail like once a month.
Yeah. No, I just go to the local clinic to get tested. It's not very far.
But Angelo, you've got a weak immune system. I mean, you've been sick more than anyone I know of.
You make that claim, but I have no problem with healing up when I get injured and so forth. I've got cuts and so forth heal up really quickly. I have a very good immune system. I haven't died from COVID. I literally survive it every time. The point is, I don't want to kill anybody else in my family. So I've quarantined myself just in case. It's probably going to come out negative anyway because the flu is also going around at this time of year. So it could be just the flu.
Yeah, but you do catch it like once a month, Angelo.
You should consider getting RSV since you're sick all the time. Jeez.
I've been sick. The last time I was sick was like 5 months ago.
Yeah, VD's here. What'd you say, Joe?
Have you gotten the pneumonia vaccine?
Pneumonia vaccine? No, I haven't. I was thinking about getting it. Yeah, I'm 66.
You should have already had it. It's actually the number one killer. It still kills more people than COVID.
Yeah.
You should get vaccinated to that if you're going to get vaccinated to COVID.
Didn't they just approve a new RSV vaccine?
Yes. It's recommended for people 60 and above.
Middle of September is the new COVID.
Supposedly.
I'm going to be looking into it tomorrow to see if it's available down here. I mean, I'm not even badly sick right now. I'm just annoyed by having to get it again. And I'm also annoyed about the misinformation, which bothers the hell out of me more than anything. I'm not talking about you right now. I'm talking about overall. the misinformation that's going on today about whether there's going to be shutdowns or not. Stuff like that bothers me because if people are just never going to get it figured out that if we could stop politicizing all of this and start working together with science, then we might be able to keep these things under control and prevent them from happening in the first place.
Because anyone who disagrees with your opinion is labeled as a right-wing extremist.
No, not at all. I've got left-wingers who disagree with my opinion.
Well, it's not about left or right. It's about what's demonstrated versus not.
Correct.
But Angelo, you do fall into the left extremist when it comes to this topic.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
he
give me an
made
example.
all kinds of lies on me and made all kinds of claims that all I did was post misinformation here during COVID.
Look,
no, I didn't.
He is not a left-wing extremist. It's a left-wing.
Ms., go ahead and point out exactly where I'm extreme.
I'd like to focus on the word left.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm agreeing with Angelo. He's not a left-wing extremist. He seems like
Did you,
at most,
Angelo, did you believe in the
he's like at most maybe like a.
When they first came out, yeah, I did actually, because that was the scientifically proven thing to do in the past when we had basically, any kind of pandemic. You do a lockdown. You want to stop the spread first. And that should have been early. The contact tracing was the thing that really bothered me the most. That and allowing 45,000 Chinese to enter the country. Back when it was on the first showing up on the West Coast, the Trump administration, which had basically said we weren't going to allow people in from Europe or anywhere else, let 45,000 American citizens from China to come back from China to the United States. They should have not let that happen until they were completely tested and free of the virus. But they didn't even bother to test them. They just brought them back.
It's funny that he keeps getting this blame, but when he did do lockdowns, then Tim had a big freak out about it because he did do the lockdowns. It's like you can't win either way. It doesn't matter what president it is.
What are you talking about? I said I was in favor of the lockdowns. Where in the world did you get that?
Did I say you? I'm talking about reports.
Reports?
What reports?
Fucking MSM complaining that he did the lockdowns.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think MSN did a complaint about the lockdowns. In fact,
I made a complaint about him.
Angelo, I can't believe she's calling you a left-wing extremist. At most, you're like,
I don't mind the label.
Look, are you ready to tattoo like the hammer of the working class?
Yeah, the red letter finish.
The main complaint.
Your left versus right versus centrist definitions. You need to get over your peeve because that's the way we Americans talk.
But he's simply not a left-wing extremist.
Over what if someone says left or right in here?
That's not the point. That wasn't what I was complaining about. I'm just saying he's not a left-wing extremist, even in that sense. What are you talking about?
It's every time someone says left or right.
No, that's not what I was. That's not what I was complaining about. The idea that he's a left-wing extremist for being like even like the American sense, being pro-lockdown, isn't being a left-wing extremist.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the way he just lied on me and attacked me and made up bullshit to turn around and berate me with it.
I didn't lie. I told the truth. You did post misinformation before the TOS. You were doing it on a regular basis. There are several people in here I know who will back me up and know I'm telling the truth. We were mad at you for that. I'm still angry at you for that. Period.
I've never had anything deleted, Angelo. Why? Because I know what I can post and what I can't.
There was nothing in the terms of service that would have gotten it deleted at the time. Why would it be deleted? The point is we were calling you out on your information that you had posted as, you were inferring that the vaccine was dangerous because you went out of your way to post every example of an instance where somebody died because of the vaccine as an indication. It's exactly what you were doing, whether you believe it or not. That's exactly how everybody else interpreted it, that when you said somebody died from, I'm not done yet. When you said someone died from the vaccine because of the vaccines were bad is what you were inferring. And the rest of us had to take it that way because that's exactly the reason why you put it out there.
No, that's not. I posted both sides. Can't help it that you didn't like the side that you didn't want to hear about.
Miss, you're so bullheaded about this.
Medical professionals declared it. Medical professionals declared it was a vaccine adverse reaction, and y'all
One vaccine adverse reaction, 20 adverse reactions. The numbers never added up. 1 out of 6 million people die because of the vaccine. 1 out of 6 million. How many people die of COVID who didn't get vaccinated?
Did I say everyone?
1 out of 100.
Miss, you're so fucking stupid sometimes. Please get like a brain. You need like a brain transplant.
No, you need to stop talking over me and interfering in something when you want to.
He can get in this conversation, Miz. There's no reason why he can't.
He's agreeing with you when he wasn't even here to see it.
Is there something wrong with somebody agreeing with me? Does that make them wrong?
Yeah, it makes them wrong because they weren't here to see what was posted, doesn't it? He's just cheerleading.
Posted what? Like your cherry-picked examples of someone having a vaccine injury?
I mean, you can keep claiming it's cherry picked, but if it's cherry picked, then it would be the one out of what, thousands that I posted?
It's actually more than that. It's like 1 out of 1,000,000. Or
Okay.
even 2,000,000.
Then why would you have a problem with 1 out of 1,000,000 being something that's an adverse reaction?
I do have a problem with it hurting anyone, but I mean,
but how,
what
no,
are you going to do?
Can I ask you?
Or you can not let me finish.
Your claim on cherry picking.
You could not let me finish, but that's fine. Go ahead on, Miss.
Miss, let me ask you this question. I asked you this back then. I'll ask it to you now.
I want him to answer. How was that cherry picking? 1 out of 1,000,000.
That's not cherry picking. Saying that the vaccines are dangerous because it injured someone.
All right, no, Ms. I'm going to ask you this question, Ms. I asked you this way back before the TOS when you were posting all this stuff. I said, why are you posting all this information claiming that people are dying from the vaccine? What is your motivation behind that?
Did I claim it or did the medical professional?
Why did you post it? It's not my question is whether you claimed it or not. Why are you posting
anything that was pro-vax? Why don't you ask me that?
Okay. Can you answer my question? You never posted anything pro-vax unless we requested it.
You're lying.
I don't remember you posting it.
That's because you don't pay attention.
Did you get a vaccine? No. Did you ask people to get vaccinated? No, you didn't. I didn't hear you out there pushing the vaccine.
Why would I tell other people what to do with their body and I'm not a medical professional?
That's fine. That's fine. Now answer my question. Why did you post all that information about people, all this anecdotal information and scientific information of people dying from the vaccine, showing that 1 out of 6 million people die from the vaccine?
I mean, do you care about people's lives or not, Angelo?
I asked you a question. You don't answer with a question. You answer the question first.
Because it was news, and I came across it, and I shared it. Just like when it's news and I read something else and I think it's share-worthy, I share it.
Okay, you think it's share-worthy. Why do you think it's share-worthy?
Because people need to be informed, Angelo.
I see. So we go and tell you that basically we think that you're constantly, and by the way, you did not post any pro-vax, none whatsoever. Oh, I'm pretty sure I have a good enough memory to remember it. I would have probably fainted the minute I saw
it. You're so lucky this chat's been deleted. Jim Panda and Dr. Brian called you on this bullshit last time. You tried to make this shit up.
I didn't make anything up. I know that what your intentions were. I know what you like to do. You literally like to post things to get people started inflaming. And now I'm flamed. But when you're talking about a life and death issue like that, I don't like, that's a little bit pushing me too far. It is for somebody my age, you dumb shit. When somebody is old and they literally, put their lives in their own hands for a disease they know nothing about at the time when it first came out, and suddenly there's a vaccine out there for it, I'm hoping everybody gets vaccinated, so I don't get it. That's the reason why.
You are vaccinated and you've been.
And I got it. Yes, I know. This is before we knew anything about it. Do you understand?
And if this test comes up positive, then that's
what part of your misinformation don't you understand? Do you understand what you're doing?
Prove it's misinformation. You can't.
Selective information where you specifically try to point out something is dangerous without explaining that it's not dangerous, because statistically it's far less dangerous than if you just get the disease itself without being vaccinated.
The articles that talked about the people that died from the adverse reactions, at the bottom of it said, statistically speaking, it's safe. Go ahead and get the vaccine. So you can keep crying and whining and bitching and act like I post medical misinformation because your feelings are hurt that someone died over the vaccine.
Well, my feelings aren't hurt.
You don't care about them. You don't care about those that died or injured. You don't give a fuck because they statistically insignificant.
Sorry, miss. I don't believe you. What I believe is that you have intentionally tried to put that stuff up because you literally want to go ahead and get more people to become either anti-vaxxers or, not take the vaccine for whatever perverted reason you think you have, because that's exactly what everybody's impression was. Shouldn't you, when you get the impression that everybody's upset about your information because it's misinformation, and we claim it's misinformation, and we tell you that you're hurting people by doing it, and yet you continue to do it for months on end until the TOS finally hit, that to me should tell you something about what your character's like.
You're just making shit up on the fly to make me sound like this horrible person, and none of that's ever even fucking true, Angela.
Then basically, you should admit that the information you put up was wrong.
No.
Not the way the information was presented, but that it was wrong for the intent, because that's exactly what you did, and everybody that I know of was getting pretty damn pissed off and upset with you.
And so, that's not my feelings that you attach your emotions.
Those are people in the scientific community I'm talking about. Those are people who were doctors that I'm talking about. You can tell me that there was one doctor in there, but I'll be willing to bet if he came back in here and they saw what this argument was all about, he'd know damn well that you're not telling the truth right now.
Well, no, because he backed up Jim that day. I remember I was out on the deck when it happened, and I couldn't believe it because it's the first time Dr. Brian stood up for me.
Somehow I'm thinking maybe he stood up for you on maybe one thing. period. But not all your posts. One thing, but not all your posts, because your posts were very, very, a big percentage of them were not even just, anecdotal cases of people dying from the vaccine. You literally were posting a lot of incorrect information along with your so-called correct information.
From Science Direct, PubMed, and such. You're lying. You're just making shit up. You're really, really lucky that Jim's deleted these chats. Otherwise, people could fact check and see how much of a liar you are.
I'm not lying. I know for a fact that you posted a lot of shit up there.
I did post a lot of shit. Sure did.
Bingo.
It doesn't mean that there was misinformation, though, does it? It just meant
shit is shit. It doesn't matter how much frosting you put on top of it. It's still a shit cupcake.
I don't like to straw man that word shit. You know what I meant.
I'd like to be on your side, Miss, but I'm pretty sure most of it was misinformation that I remember.
Yeah, not for me. Jim checked. Brian checked. Brian had to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to find one. That was searching me.
There were a lot of people posting misinformation, so I guess I could be mixing it up with others, but I think you were right in the mix.
People looked at me as an anti-vaxxer and then assumed a position.
You are an anti-vaxxer.
I'm not finished, and then assumed my position on every link that I posted. And I'm not anti-vax. I don't care if you get your fucking vaccines. It's your body, your choice.
You're an anti-vaxxer?
No, I'm not. Anti-vax means they don't want anyone to get them, and they think they're all killing people, and they think that they should all be banned. I'm not on that fucking train. Don't mix me in it.
Where do you stand on abortion?
Your body, your choice.
Well done.
Yeah, the only problem with that is no one gets pregnant from like casual contact with people.
I think he just wanted to know if I was being consistent about it.
They're pregnant from cum.
You're right, Miss. I was wanting to know because
you're checking my consistency, right?
You do typically have a right-wing slant, and that's why you guys pick on me a lot, because I typically have a left-wing slant, but there's certain things I'm against. Right?
I don't pick on you for being left-wing, and I don't think I'm right-wing. I think they're both wings on the same fucking bird.
Right, but you have people like
Greatangelo who
are like extreme Muslims who want to kill America.
Well, no, I don't like these.
I don't know what you said because Red stepped on you, and I only caught the tail end of that about Muslims.
Stepped between my toes, dude.
Dude, he's an extreme Muslim, and he wants to destroy America.
I could fuck with that. America must be destroyed.
Red, you're Muslim?
No.
Sam, you're Canadian.
He's an atheist, but tomato, right?
Why would you say he's a Muslim then?
Tomato. He hates America.
Okay, so you sound like just making up shit to make it sound bad. Got it.
Red Tape, do you love America?
No.
Do you hate America?
Yeah.
Would you like to see it crumble?
Like the state, sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
The state, yes. It needs an overhaul.
The government, all of it. Would you like to see it collapse into one Unitarian style government?
Sure.
No. Not Unitarian.
Almost won. Why?
Red Tape's a communist.
It's gonna hang in there long enough.
He's more to the left than I am. Let's put it this way.
Well, yes, in like the classic political compass, the typical communist is going to be all the way to the left, like the very edge of it. Yeah.
You're so far to the left, you're hitting yourself on the right side of your face.
Not necessarily.
The horseshoe theory is ridiculous. So I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily Red Tape. The further to the left you are, the more you are a communist. Because the further left from that you go, the more you are an anarchist.
What? No. So in the political compass, like if you're going to use that analogy, you have to be like libertarian, right? It's the libertarian versus authoritarian.
There's a such thing as a leftist libertarian.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's an easier way.
I've seen people so far to the left agree with people that are so far to the right. I think
that's ridiculous. I already know that.
I think the best analogy to use is that there's a lot of fences out there. There's a lot of different fences out there, and some of us are on both sides of other fences.
Right. Okay, like Flamingo. When people say libertarian, like that word existed before the American, because like the American libertarian is its own kind of thing. American libertarian, there was a group that called themselves libertarian that kind of claimed the name. Libertarian essentially just means you're increasingly anti-state, right? American libertarians are pro-market, pro-capitalism.
Americans,
right?
Like the Americans.
Anarchy, basically. With
so anarchy. No. Libertarians still believe in a state.
Libertarians.
Are they the ones that say that government is best that governs least?
Yeah.
Right. They think the economy should be ran strictly by the people, right?
No,
Which means
not by the people, by the market.
Well, that's the richest among us.
Not necessarily. Well, in their view. But the thing is, that it's really hard to keep like a free market capitalism without the state, because you need the state to maintain the market.
Regulation. You need the state to maintain regulation.
Not necessarily like regulation, but more like who upholds property laws.
Well, if the state doesn't, then it's up to the landlords, right?
Well, yeah, but who protects the rights of the landlords?
The state.
Yeah. Without the state to say, like, send in the cops if someone doesn't pay the rent, right? It's kind of anarchy, because technically anyone could just, like, take it, because no one's, like, upholding, contract law. No one's upholding, like, the rights of the person who owns the property.
Right, no one's stopping bank robbers.
Well, no. That's not necessarily what I mean by that. It's the person who upholds, like, the agreements that allow the market to function. Because you can still have, like, security for these things, right? But there isn't, like, someone overlooking how, like, a universal kind of enforcement of how, like, law, like, property and the market is enforced.
The market can function perfectly well without government interference, right?
No.
What has for years in this country?
No.
With laissez-faire capitalism, right?
Yeah, that ended in, like, the 19th century.
No, that's what got us to where we are today. Now we do have more conscious views about the environment, right?
As much as government regulation has weakened, we are nowhere near laissez-faire yet.
No.
You got to remember, even during
that's what got us
laissez-faire,
into the industrial age.
You still had central authorities even during laissez-faire capitalism in the 18th century. You still had some forms of central authorities.
Yeah, that's
those were like taxes.
The
problem there was no general rules and regulations implemented until later on in the 19th century. You basically had the peasants and the king, and you paid homage to the king through taxes.
I don't pay taxes.
Yeah, but the king had rules by which the economy would have, like, under the king's rule, like, you couldn't just rip people off.